Hello again, guys. How is everybody doing? Let me get this comment. Oh, I wrote the word comment and not hi. So that's how we're starting it these days. How is everybody doing today? If you're new here, my name is Tami. I am the owner of Red Jasper Wellness. This is our weekly Whole Foods cooking class that I like to find, either make up my own recipes or find some really fun ones to give you guys some ideas on how to maybe make a couple of swaps in your everyday diet for something a little bit healthier, maybe a little better for you. Maybe you're just trying to cut something out, things like that. So today I have something that I've been wanting to try forever. However, I can't seem to find, you call for carrots to be a certain way, okay? And every carrot I find in the grocery store is super thick at like the top and then really thin at the bottom, and it doesn't work for those. I see we have one person. Hello, Aubrey. You guys don't know, Aubrey is my weekly classmate, student, buddy. We'll call him online buddy. We go way back, so it's way more than online buddy. So anyway, I have been wanting to try this carrot recipe forever, and I was at the grocery store for something else and ran across these carrots that were perfectly shaped, perfectly sized. We're going into, 4th of July is just in a couple of weeks. We're in barbecue season. So I figured this is the time to try it, and it is Carrot Hotdogs. Yes, Carrot Hotdogs. I can smell the liquid smoke through here. It's crazy. So that is what we're going to be making today. I'm super excited about it. The reviews on this one, I got it from Forks Over Knives. Probably one of my just go-to. If you haven't watched that documentary, I highly recommend it. But you should see the home screen of my computer, because it is on my phone. It is covered in recipes. I'll have to post a picture of it. But yeah, so I got the recipe from them, Forks Over Knives. I follow them on Instagram, and you can easily just go through and find their recipes on there, and then try them later. Some of them are misses. I'll give them that. I need a little bit more flavor in mine, but that's what we're going to go with today. So we go with the original recipe, and then I kind of mock it up as I go. Anyway, so super easy recipe. I literally did this last night. It was maybe 10:30 at night, and I did it to get ready for today. So very easy. Super excited about it. Okay, so what you're gonna need is carrots, right? Duh. It called for 8 carrots. I got 4 just because they didn't come out very good. I didn't want to waste any carrot. I still am not going to. I'll still end up eating them somehow. But they need to be a good thickness all the way through. So I'm going to take one of these out. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a real big mess. But if you look at this carrot, you see how it's almost evenly portioned, and it's super thick, right? I'm getting it all over the place. That's the kind of carrot you're looking for. You're not looking for the big carrot that just is really tiny and stringy at the very end. I mean, I guess technically, you know what you could do technically? If this comes out really well, you could do this with baby carrots and make them the little smokies that you usually do at cocktail parties and stuff. Just so glad I thought about that. My little nephew loves little smokies, so if I could do that for Thanksgiving, I'll be a freaking game changer. All right, so, but yeah, you want to look for those carrots that are a nice big thickness, uniform, right? So peel them. You're gonna wash them. You're gonna peel them. When I peel my carrots, I flick it onto the floor because my dogs love carrots. So I just do all the carrot peels on the floor, and the dogs go crazy for it. I'm so sorry, Aubrey. If you could just tell me hi if I don't know if you're commenting. I just want to make sure. I started the comments. I just want to double check because I know how this can get at times. So I peeled and I trimmed off the edges of the carrot, and I put them in a pot, and I just barely covered them with water. And then once it was covered with water, I put them on the oven to boil, right? So they're over on the stovetop boiling. We are going to use a grill pan. I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing this. So I'm going to use a grill pan today. So I'm going to go ahead and get that heating because it does take a little bit. I'll probably put it on like 6 medium-high heat. All right, so while those are cooking, I went and made the marinade. Now I wrote down the marinade because it is a lot of stuff, but it's vegetable broth. They're not anything crazy, by the way. Vegetable broth, apple cider vinegar, soy sauce, or I used liquid aminos, which is kind of a lower sodium version of soy sauce. It tastes very, very similar, and it's what I prefer over soy sauce. So this is what I used instead. It calls for maple syrup. Now I ended up using maple syrup for something else and ran out before I made this marinade. So I did have some honey here. It's definitely not going to be the same, you know, I definitely had to make sure it was whipped up pretty well. You know, incorporated. But maple syrup is going to give like a little bit more of that like rich flavor. So, and it won't be so hard to incorporate. So I use honey for this one. Now, if you're a pure vegan, I know that honey is not the go-to, right? So maple syrup. It called for smoked paprika. I only had regular, so I just used regular. It called for dry mustard. It called for garlic powder, onion powder, liquid smoke. If you've never used it, it's looks like this is a little bottle. It is strong smell. I remember I worked for someone. We did a grill, like we did a barbecue grill setup outside of where we worked, and in order for him to get people to come to him, he threw some liquid smoke on there to just give the smell of barbecue. Not the food, but just drizzled it on there. So it's a very strong smell. It also called for just a dash of clove. And I don't know if you've ever, usually you see clove around like Thanksgiving, fall, pumpkin pies, you know, it's got that in it. I just took out just a little bit and I just kind of crumbled it up. I used a little like zester, didn't work very well. What I should have done is what I did with the coriander it wanted to use. So I went to the store and I couldn't find ground coriander, which is what I wanted. Coriander looks like this. Okay, couldn't find any ground ones. So I want to show you a little trick. If you ever have any like whole seeds or whole like spices that you need to at least bust open to get some of the more flavor out of them, I put them in a little baggie like this. And then I couldn't find my rolling pin, so I used this casserole dish. And what I did is I just pressed it down. So you have it on, you're not gonna be able to see me, but I just took it and I kind of put all my body weight onto it, and it smushes up the seeds and it helps break them open just a little bit. It's not ground, obviously. I would need like a spice grinder to do that, but when you're in a pinch, you got to figure things out. I think it was Alton Brown who said that the only single-use item in your kitchen is the fire extinguisher. Everything is multi-purpose. All right, so that is getting hot. So your water starts boiling for your carrots. Once it starts boiling, you lower the temperature and you let them simmer for 8 to 10 minutes or until they're the right tenderness. You want them to be, what I would do is I picked it up with like a tong and I took a knife and it just easily went through. It wasn't so mushy that it would like cut through. It was just enough firmness. So you want to make sure that they are still like cooked all the way through, and then you're going to throw them into your marinade. You put them into like a bag, and you would put them in hot, and the heat's going to help kind of absorb some of that moisture. And then you let it marinate for 4 to 24 hours, depending on how soon you want to get them done. Like I said, I did mine at like 10:30, 11 at night. So I had used them I had it marinating for a while. So now they are good to go, and I'm going to throw them on my pan. once they're marinated, you would throw them onto your grill pan or a regular grill if you have one. It says to cover them until they start getting like that nice grill mark on them. If you don't have a grill pan, you can set your oven to 425, put them in a foil-lined baking sheet, and then throw them in there until they start getting a little bit warm. I did see someone talk about air frying them. Some people were saying they don't really recommend that, just because it could dry out the outside of the carrot, and then you wouldn't have like a moist food. All right, so bring you over here just a little. Woo, hope that doesn't knock anything down. And then we're gonna adjust. Gotta figure out how to do this whole ream streaming thing. All right, so I got my tin foil ready. Put your carrot. I'm really excited about this. I hope it works out. Put it on my pan. Oh man. The marinade, I'm probably going to freeze so I could use it again. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. There we go. I'm probably gonna freeze the marinade because, you know, some of you know I don't like food waste. And so especially if this does work out and I can use it for like little baby carrots, I might just freeze that to use it for later. Or to use with tofu or whatever else I feel like doing it. So I'll probably just take that and freeze it. I also don't like bags. Oh goodness. I don't usually use like freezer bags and stuff, but they're so convenient when it comes to marinating. If you're looking to try and like kind of lower that waste level, you just have to, you can just wash them. That's what I do. I turn them inside out and I wash them and I let them dry and then I use them for something else. So a box of those like Ziploc bags lasts me forever. Thoughts? Okay, so a friend of mine posted on Facebook that he reuses his tin foil and everyone gave him shit about it. I reuse my tin foil. Actually, I was very upset because I used this piece of tin foil this morning and something got on it and it destroyed the tin foil and I can't reuse it. So what are your thoughts on this? You know, first off, that tin foil is recyclable. It is, as long as it's clean. You have to make sure it's clean. But yeah, he reuses his tin foil. And I made that comment and everyone was like, no, that's dumb. Why would you reuse that? Alright. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. Aubrey, if you are commenting, I have no idea if you are. I can't see it. Let me see if I can comment this again. Hello again. Because I really feel really bad if I'm ignoring you. If you're not commenting, then I don't feel so bad ignoring you. But I guess you can hear me because you haven't said anything to me about being able to hear me, so that's really good. That's really good. Alright, guys. So this is going to take... Oh my god, I didn't talk about tin foil, didn't even use it. Oh my goodness. Careful, you don't want to burn yourself. Alright. So, I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. Turn it down just a sec. What time is it? 3:14. Okay. I'll set a timer for about 5 minutes. And then I will check them and make sure they're not burnt. And then I will flip them over, try and get some nice grill marks on there. So, like I said last week, we launched our website for the Red Jasper hot sauce line. That has been crazy. I currently made strawberry and mango yesterday, so I have fresh batches of that. So if you go on redjasperwellness.com, it is a hot sauce line, which in hindsight could probably be a little confusing if you're not looking for hot sauce. But it's just one of the many things that we're going to start offering. And I've already got a new one in mind, an Asian one, so I'm really excited about it. But yeah, they just started selling, actually. I actually sold quite a few. I'm pretty happy about it. Let's see. This sucks. There's no one to talk to. I don't know. I don't know why it's not showing me anything. Sorry, you guys are just gonna have to listen to me for 5 minutes talking to myself about nothing, or maybe everything. Who knows? So I didn't come this far. Let me think about it. I'm unorganized, you guys. Very unorganized. Ooh, it's hot. I know that wasn't 5 minutes, but something told me. Let's just start flipping. I'm not doing very well on the grill. Maybe it's because I haven't done enough. Alright. Oh, I know what we can talk about. Diet culture. Thoughts. So, when I set this all up, right, my initial game plan was to talk about, was meal planning, right? So I'm a holistic nutritionist. I've been studying this for 10 years. Deeply studying it for 10 years, I should say. I've been studying it since I was maybe 18, 19 years old, which was longer than 10 years ago, because my dad had passed away from diabetes back in 2001. And it was really hard. It was really rough. He was a teacher at my school. Everybody loved him. But he had type 1 and was like, I'd rather eat good food than to live to be 100. And that's what he did. He loved his southern food. He loved his fried stuff. He loved his butter. And I grew up in that household, and I'm not mad about it. I love it too. But it was really eye-opening for me. So after that, my mom also developed diabetes. And this was back probably 10 years after. And, she struggled with the idea of, like, what am I supposed to eat then? Like, I don't know. She went to somebody and they gave her a very lackluster meal plan. And at the time when she was diagnosed with diabetes, I had been training for a physique competition. Like, diet, exercise, 16 weeks, like, hardcore. I give it up to those people. That is a rough 16 weeks at times. And they have the patience and the like motivation. I would never speak badly about them. But I was going through that whole, diet and exercise thing, and my mom, having diabetes now, all of a sudden, like, it put me back to when I lost my dad. And so she was like, but they didn't tell me what to eat. They just kind of gave me this meal plan, and it was like, be better. And she's like, obviously, as you know, I won't give you her age, but she said, obviously, as this person who's been doing this for X amount of years, I don't know how to eat right. Like, so how do I do that? And I couldn't quite give her the answer. And so she just kind of ignored it. And things can get really bad. She's doing much better now. But she just didn't want to she didn't know how to take care of herself like that. And so, and especially with nowadays, there's so much misinformation out there about, like, oh, carbs are bad, fat is great, but fats are bad, but this is good, and you should do this, and you should do that. Oh, 5 minutes is up. And that can be very confusing, especially for someone who's just, kind of starting off, And so my whole idea was to meal plan for people. And then as I've been doing this, because I've been setting up my programs for about, oh my God, how long am I doing this? For like a month and a half? Not long at all. What I realized is that meal planning, while great, can lead to some kind of negative food things, right? So, like, I started learning about intuitive eating and all this other stuff, and I realized that there were things I was saying and things I was doing, clean eating, dirty eating, etc., that I was like, that's actually not how I feel, because I love food of all kinds. I said this in the group a long time ago, like, 10 weeks ago, that like I love food. I love going out. I love experiencing new food. I live in Las Vegas, so I'm like surrounded by some of the greatest foods ever. So I don't want to cut that stuff out. And, but at the same time, I don't want to feel guilty about eating it either. And so I realized that my messaging was not exactly what I wanted it to be. And so I'm taking more of a different approach to meal planning and dieting. I hate the word diet. I've always hated the word diet. Diet is what you eat. Animals have diets, right? So you live on a diet of. So I always hated the word diet. So the fact that that's just like a common word is what we use drives me crazy. So I want you guys to be, I'm going to ask some questions in the Facebook group, things about, what kind of diets have you been on? What worked, what didn't work? I'm doing research and learning as I go. For me personally, it wasn't just my mom's diabetes. My family has breast cancer. Like, that cancer runs through my family. And I had decided a long time ago that if I was going to get cancer, I wanted to be at the healthiest I could be in order for me to not, to be able to fight it off, right? At least give me that idea. Because my mom, like I said, my mom had breast cancer before she had diabetes. Then she had diabetes, and I was just like, oh my God, panic. And so, that's when I really started looking into it and trying to eat a lot healthier, and then, falling into these other categories, but at the same time, still like food. So, it wasn't until I was diagnosed with my own health issues, which I have digestive issues, that I really got serious about it. So I'm open to having, I want to have discussions about this. I want to learn. For me, I had what's called Barrett's esophagus, and so just extreme acid reflux. The whole system is precancerous, ready to blow. And so I knew I had to make some changes. And it's not because I wanted to fit into a certain look, even though, well, that's another discussion. I also do want to look a certain way, and I have to get out of that mindset, because it's not healthy just to focus on that, because that's where that guilt comes from. But anyway, that's a conversation for another time, because I could go all day for that. But I knew I needed to make healthier choices without giving up the flavor, because if you give up the flavor, you're just going to fall off that wagon, right? I don't know if you've been on any certain particular diet. All of a sudden you're like, if I don't have carbs right now, I will murder everybody, and we don't want that. All right, so pretty good grill marks, I would say. Turn this off, and then let's see how this tastes. Hopefully it tastes like a hot dog. That's what everyone else said it tasted like, so hopefully it does. Still kind of firm. Guys, what? That tastes like hot dog. It tastes like hot dog. Holy crap. That's a carrot. And it tastes like a hot dog. I am going to knock it out of the park with Thanksgiving this year. Little Smokies, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I've not had them in so long. And now I am. This is going to happen. I'm very excited. It said on the recipe that they wanted you to spiral some cucumber with it and some red onion, which I bet it tastes really good. Me, I like some mustard. I like some relish. I like ketchup on my hot dog, unless it's a Chicago dog. I know the rules. Holy crap, dude. That tastes like hot dog. And it's got a good texture to it, so it's not mushy carrot. Carrots, when they get cooked, they can get really mushy. This one's firm. This tastes like hot dog. I'm very excited about this, if you can't tell. Anyway, so that's it for today. Very quick, very simple. Mostly me talking. Sorry if you didn't want that. Oh well, it is what it is. I love you guys so much. You know the drill. If this is on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. I'm also putting it on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok now, which is interesting to see me on TikTok. But I'm able to put it there. YouTube, follow me on, obviously Facebook, Instagram, all the places. Yeah, give me thoughts. Give me some feedback. This has been the fifth episode we've done. I feel like I learn more and more each and every time. And I love that. I think that it's a lot of fun. I'm not as nervous in the beginning as I used to be. But anyway, give me some thoughts. What do you guys want to see? What kind of recipes do you want to see? Because I'm just going to pull my, collection of recipes. I have like 10 eating or cookbooks sitting here just waiting for me. So I love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.